We are at the Water Street Glassworks, and I mean everywhere you look, light is bouncing off of this beautiful glass art, and it is a pleasure to be here and understand what they're doing. And I'm joined by Donna this morning. Boy, you have such an interesting job. Get to tell the story of this great place.
Yeah, it's a fabulous place to be a part of.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the origin of the organization.
Well, we're a nonprofit school for the glass and metal arts and a public access studio. And the founders, Jerry and Kathy Catania, came across this building as it was condemned and in disrepair. And they said it's a perfect place to have a glass blowing studio. They wanted to have a place that they could offer the glass arts to the community. Right. So they spent about 9 years renovating.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow.
A labor of love, it definitely is.
It is a labor of love, and you can tell from just looking around that there's so much love poured into each piece. So tell me a little bit about where the artists come from.
Yeah, well, we're standing in the Doris Akers Gallery, and we're curated a little bit differently, that everything here is made by either our staff, our instructors, local artists, but everyone has a connection to Water Street. So the majority of the work here is actually created on premises. So when you buy a piece, not only do you get a wonderful work of art, but you also are supporting the school and you're supporting local artists.
Well, and you know what? You could do it in a heartbeat. Every time I turn, I'm thinking, oh, I need that, I need that, oh, I gotta get that for somebody else. So there's a great opportunity. I mean, obviously we're supporting the arts and the artist, which is an important aspect, but also these kind of art pieces are so unique and kind of like a legacy gift potentially for someone, yeah. Something that you would hand down and just find so much joy in, not only the having but also the making. So you kind of got me perked my interest there. So you are a school, which means you're training the next generation of glass artists too.
Of all ages, yeah. So we have students, that start at 10 or 12 and go all the way into one of our renters is in her 80s.
Oh my gosh.
So it definitely is an art for all ages.
I love that, and that's an opportunity to get involved here on so many levels. If nothing else, just come visit, which is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go down into the creative space, and I am really, really excited about that. So, ready?
We're ready.
Let's go. Okay, Donna, lead the way.
Okay. Come see where the magic is.
Love it. Oh my gosh. I did not expect this.
I love to see people's reactions when they come through.
Oh. I know, I thought, what are they talking about? But oh my gosh, how cool. So Eli, you're the lead guy here.
I guess.
The main guy, the artist, the teacher.
Sure, yeah.
And so you're gonna do a little teaching today.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a hot piece you've got there.
Right.
It's kind of scary, right?
So this is our blowpipe.
Yeah.
Our blowpipe's made of what they call chromoly, which is just it's like a stainless steel. And basically I can hold this pipe anywhere below this tape, on this side of this tape, and I know I'm safe. I know that the heat transfer is not going to come through. So this is how we gather glass. This is how we work with glass in the shop. All right, it all starts with this tool.
Dive in.
All right.
Go through it.
All right. So right over here is our furnace. This holds about 300 pounds of clear glass. When I open this door, you'll feel some heat there. Yeah. And it's just like a big bowl, essentially. So I rotate the blowpipe into the furnace, into the glass, and I come out with glass that's about the consistency of like a thick honey. And from that point on, we're layering glass, clear glass and colored glass, to make what we're going to make pumpkins today.
Oh, I love pumpkins, right? Perfect for the fall.
Yeah, actually a really quick item to make, but it also is a really nice canvas to kind of display different glass textures and colors. So we do a lot of pumpkins every year, somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, like I said, it's one of our biggest fundraisers. And now I'm going to put a little bit of air into the end of the pipe, and you'll watch the bubble will start to bloom out of the end there.
Oh my gosh.
And this is how all of our items begin, with that hollow bubble. Now if I took that and I blew and continued to blow, I would it gets so thin that I couldn't get more glass on top of it. It wouldn't have enough structure. So we let this cool a little bit. The bubble will remain there throughout the rest of the process. And then my job is to kind of protect that bubble when we're getting more glass on top of it from collapsing from that force.
So we're just layering.
Layering, yep, exactly. And when we come out, we have those nice sharp ribs.
Yeah.
And I come over and I'm adding a color that is just meant to make the glass iridescent.
Like glitter, but not.
Yeah, just on the rib lines.
Yeah, love that.
All right, so now we've gotten all the glass that we're gonna get for the form of our pumpkin here. Now I'm gonna blow it up. So right now there's a bubble about the size of a tennis ball, and we're gonna double that size. So I'm giving it these little jolts of air. And then I'm using this tool. This is called jacks. And again, I mentioned it hasn't been changed in 2,000 years. It's the exact same thing that the ancient Egyptians were using when they blew glass. But it allows me to put a constriction in the glass where we want it to break off of the rod eventually. And you can probably see the pumpkin form kind of taking shape here. I'm going to put a flat bottom in it with the tip of the jacks. And then I'm going to give it one more final heat here. And you'll see the color, the iridescent color that we got earlier in the process start to come out here. And that happens from what we call reduction, which is just, you see that sheen?
Yeah. Obviously you're a pro, but it's amazing to me how quickly this is going.
It's very fast, right? Yeah. So we cut the pumpkin from the pipe, and then I push down where it comes off. This kind of creates a seat for the stem. I'm just gonna slide right behind you guys, I'm sorry. And then Lexi's working on heating the stem right now. So we go ahead and we press down.
That is so crazy.
We pull up, and then we cut the stem. And we like to do these kind of twisted stems here. So I take another rod and I wrap around.
Very artistic.
Yeah.
That's so crazy that it's so malleable, right? Like it's so you're able to do that.
Sure, about 2,000 degrees at the time that she brings it to me.
I suppose if I was at 2,000 degrees, I'd do that way too.
Right? Now, the only fragile part on these pumpkins is that little thin tail at the end, so we make sure we torch that down. Now, this is a cool color. We talked about iridescence, and you can start to see the iridescence on the ribs.
Yeah.
But watch this color as I hit it with a torch. It's going to completely change from that white color to an iridescent gold.
Yeah.
And so that's called reduction, and it's just it's indicative of a really high silver content in the base glass there. And that's how we successfully get glass from the furnace to the gallery has to go through that process.
Thank you for the tutorial.
Of course.
It's awesome. You're going to want to get to Benton Harbor and visit Eli.